Welcome to my channel. My name is Tassie if you're new here. Today I'm going to be taking you along for a full week of workouts. I've been doing this split for over a month now and I've been loving it. I've been trying to focus on body recomposition, which is basically building muscle while losing fat. So we definitely have a good mix of strength training and cardio in this split. So with that being said, today is Monday and I always start out my Mondays with glutes and hamstrings because I hit legs twice a week. So by doing it on Mondays allows me enough time to recover because I'm going to be hitting legs again on Friday. So yeah, let's go in and get this workout started. The first thing I like to do is warm up by doing about 5 minutes of cardio. So I'll usually do this on the treadmill or the Stairmaster. And then after that, I'll go into dynamic stretching, just stretching whatever body part I'm working that day. So this day was obviously legs. Starting off with dumbbell sumo squats, I make sure that my feet are a little wider than hip width apart. Focus on a slow and controlled movement all the way down and then all the way back up. And on the way up, I like to focus on pushing through my heels. That way I really feel it in my glutes and hamstrings. I just did 4 sets of 6 to 8 reps for these. Next up, I'm doing single leg dumbbell RDLs. I have been loving these. I've done these before in my videos, and these have really become a staple for me when I'm hitting hamstrings. I love doing single leg movements just to isolate my muscles as well. So I'm just using the back leg as kind of a kickstand, and I'm only focusing on that front leg, and that's the main leg that I'm using to get the weight up. And for these, I did 4 sets of 6 to 8 reps, and I tried to increase the weight as I did each set. Next up, we have everyone's favorite Bulgarian split squats. So again, for these, I like to focus on pushing through my heel. That way I really feel it in my glutes. And if you can tell, I'm not just focusing on going straight up and down. I'm kind of going backwards and into the squat. This also helps to target the glutes so you don't just feel it in your hamstrings. For these, I did 4 sets of 6 reps. Next, I did hamstring curls. I feel like this machine is pretty self-explanatory, but one thing that I do focus on is going slow and controlled, especially in the eccentric phase. And for these, I did 3 sets of failure, so I ended up doing about 12 to 15 reps for each set. I also decided to do some core exercises. I don't really have a set routine for core. I just try to do it at least 2 to 3 times a week. But these 2 exercises have really been staples for me. So first I do these assisted hanging leg raises. And right after that, I'll go into these decline bench sit-ups. I've been loving these a lot. I feel it really good in my core. So I just take some sort of weight, medicine ball, a plate, or a dumbbell, and I will just focus on bringing the weight all the way back and all the way up. And for both of those, I'll do 3 sets of 10 reps. So today is Tuesday and we have a push day, so we're hitting shoulders and triceps. You're supposed to do chest on a push day as well, but I don't hit chest. I don't know, I just haven't in probably like a year now. I just don't enjoy it, so I don't do it. Usually a push day does consist of shoulders, chest, and triceps. But like I said, we're just doing shoulders and triceps. I'm gonna bring you guys along, so let's go. First, I'm just doing dynamic warm-ups again. I like to use this stick to get a good stretch in my shoulders and my back. I also like to do these. I think they're called interims, but I'm basically just walking myself out until I'm in a push-up position, and I'll just do that for about 3 or 4 times. So for most of my exercises, I typically stay within the 6 to 8 rep range, and here I'm just doing my warm-up set. So I have 15-pound dumbbells, and then I'm doing 8 reps of these, and I will do this for 1 set. Moving into my working sets now, this set was my top set, so I have two 30-pound dumbbells, and as you can tell I got 2 reps out, so after I couldn't get that last rep up, I went back down to 25-pound dumbbells and just finished out my set. Hotel room, tiki bar, again. Said I'd kill to be in bed with you. I tried out this lateral raise machine for the first time and I actually really loved it. I usually just use dumbbells. I think I switched between 5 and 10 pounds on these. I usually go pretty light. I always just want to make sure my form is correct. So here I'm just making sure my arms aren't going too far up, and I'm making sure not to rest my arms at the side. That way I keep time under tension, which helps grow muscle. And for these I did 4 sets of 6 to 8 reps. Next I did upright rows, and I've been loving these. I feel like these have really helped me build some definition. I'm just using a 40-pound easy barbell, and for these I did 4 sets of 8 reps. Next I did tricep pushdowns, so I just attached an easy bar to the cable machine, and you can also use a rope if that feels better to you. But I just did 3 sets of 12 to 15 reps. For these I like to try and keep my elbows as close to me as possible while pushing down so I can really feel it in my tricep. Next I'm doing rear delt cable flies. I like to keep a slight bend in my shoulder and really focus on pulling with my rear delt. As you can see here, I am keeping the weight pretty light. I always just want to make sure again that my form is correct and that I'm really feeling it in the muscles that I'm trying to target. I had my push day earlier today, as you guys saw, but it's now the evening time and I'm gonna go for a run. I try to hit at least 8 to 10 miles a week. I'll try to run about 2 miles at least 3 times during the week, and then I'll do like a longer run, so I'll do like 4 miles on Saturday or Sunday, and that's what's just been working for me. I try to run on days where I don't do legs, so I consider that like a lighter day. That's why I'm running. Although my legs do feel pretty sore still from my hamstring and glute day yesterday, but we're gonna get it done. I've also been trying to get in at least 10,000 steps a day, so running definitely helps with that, obviously. Today is Wednesday. We have a pool day today, so we're hitting back and buys. And I've said it before, but back has been one of my favorite muscles to train lately. I'm excited for this workout, and I'm obviously going to bring you guys along, so let's go. I'm basically doing the same warm-up that I did yesterday for push day. I do like to do these scapular pull-ups just to help warm up my back, so I'm basically just thinking about pulling my shoulders to my ears and then pulling them away from my ears, and I do this until failure, and then I repeat that 3 times. First up, we have wide grip lat pull downs. I pretty much always start out every back day with these. So for these, I like to put my hands where the bar curves. I'm making sure to keep my elbows in line so I'm not flaring them out or anything, and then I squeeze my lats at the bottom. For these, I do 4 sets of 6 to 8 reps. We can fake it like any way we want to. Next up, I'm doing seated cable rows. So I'm just pulling the bar to my stomach and really squeezing my back, and then I'm making sure to extend all the way forward just to get a full stretch in my lats. And for these, I did 4 sets of 8 reps. We don't have the money to be getting out of here. Oh, don't you wanna get a move? Next up, I'm doing straight arm pull downs, or some people call them pull overs, but I just attached a rope to the cable machine, and you can also use a straight bar. So I'm keeping my shoulders back and focusing on pulling with my lats while bringing the cable down to the side of my body. Last but not least for back, I did dumbbell rows. I'm just bracing myself on this bench and I'm making sure to extend my arm all the way down and then pulling back with my lat. And for these, I did 4 sets of 6 to 8 reps. Moving on to biceps, I did seated hammer curls, and the main thing for biceps is I focus on keeping my elbows down to my side, and I just try to make sure that the movement is as slow and controlled as possible. For these, I did 3 sets of 10 reps. Lastly for biceps, I did 21s, so I just took an easy barbell. As you can tell, I'm not doing a full bicep curl. I'm starting at the bottom and going halfway up for 7 reps, and then after those are done, I will start at the middle and then go all the way up for another 7 reps. And then I'll do a full bicep curl for the last 7 reps, and that's why they're called 21s. And these burn so good. As you can tell by the end, my biceps were dead, but I did this for 3 sets. Today is Thursday, so I'm doing cardio and abs. I don't really know what I'm going to do for cardio. I think I'll do like 30 minutes on the Stairmaster and then maybe like 15 to 20 minutes on the treadmill. I just like to do about 45 minutes to an hour of cardio, and then I'll do like a 15-minute ab circuit at the end. On days like today where I'm gonna be like on the Stairmaster or the treadmill for a while, I like to bring my iPad to watch a show or read a book. I'm reading The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna, and it's really good, so I would do that. It helps the time go by so much faster. Yeah, let's go in and get our workout done. So for my core workout, I just kept it pretty simple. I'm just holding a plank for as long as possible. So I ended up doing about 45 seconds. And then after that, I went straight into dead bugs. I love doing these. I did 10 reps of these. And sometimes for an extra challenge, I will hold a dumbbell or just a weight in my arms. But for these, I just did body weight. And I'll do this and the plank back to back, and I'll just do that for 3 sets. Today is Friday, so I'm hitting glutes and quads. This is probably my favorite day of the week to train because I love hitting quads. So I'm really excited for this workout. I've probably said that before every workout this week, but I'm really excited for quads. So yeah, I'm gonna bring you guys along, so let's go in. So usually on one of my leg days, I like to warm up by using the hip abduction machine just to make sure that my glutes are warmed up. And because this is a warm up, I just go pretty light and do 3 to 12 to 15 reps. And then of course we have to do hip thrusts. I've been loving doing these on the Smith machine. I used to do barbell, but it takes so much work to set that up, and the Smith machine is so much easier. So for these, I like to have my shoulder blades resting on the bench and just make sure I have a good stable foundation. And I'm focusing on pushing with my heels to really feel it in my glutes, and I'm keeping my chin tucked the entire time. And for these, I do like to go pretty heavy, and I'll do 4 sets of 6 to 8 reps. Next, we're staying at the Smith machine. We have Smith machine goblet squats. I have been loving these. I feel it so much in my quads. So I just put a plate down to elevate my heels, and I'm making sure to keep the weight controlled as I'm going down. For these, I did 4 sets of 8 reps. Country town, down Texas. Next, I'm doing step ups. I like to use a platform that's about knee height, and as you can see, I'm holding on to something in front of me, but I'm not using it to do the movement. I'm keeping a very light hand on it. I want to make sure I'm using the leg that's on the platform to do most of the work, and I'm also not trying to push off of my back leg. For these, I did 4 sets of 6 to 8 reps. Next I did cable kickbacks. These are still pretty new to me, so I am still trying to figure out form. I don't think I have it perfectly. If you have any tips or cues or things that help you, definitely let me know down below. But what I like to do is keep a bend in my leg and go back about 45 degrees. And I do like to put a plate under my non-working leg, and this allows me to get a deeper range of motion in my working leg. And I just did 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps for these.
Did you run away? Mariella, where did you go? Somewhere new, somewhere old.
To finish out my leg day, I did quad extensions, and for these I did 3 sets of AMRAPs, which basically means as many reps as possible. So I did 3 sets until failure, which ended up being about 12 to 15 reps.
In the country town, down in Texas.
And that concludes my week of workouts. On the weekends, I'll usually just go for a long run. So that's what I did on Saturday. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video and hopefully got some inspiration from it. And I will see you guys for my next video. Bye!